Welcome to drashori.com. In today's video, I want to talk about one of the common complaints that a lot of my health coaching clients have. In fact, out of most of my coaching clients, this one stands out the most. This is probably one of the things that people in their 30s and 40s notice and have a lot of trouble with, and it is weight management, weight control. Once we go past our 20s, into our 30s, into our 40s, one of the main issues, one of the main changes is that muscle mass starts decreasing and our hormone balance changes as well. The amount of testosterone that we have, the estrogen levels, all of these are a big regulator of overall metabolism, our basal metabolic rate. Now, there are some data to show that basal metabolic rate doesn't really change that much, but if we look at people who fast, who try to calorie restrict, actually their basal metabolic rate does drop. And so it's conceivable to think that hormones, muscle mass, all of these are going to have a big impact on our weight. One of the things that tends to stay consistent is our dietary habits don't change much from our 20s into our 30s into our 40s. Yes, of course, when we're younger, we might have had a very bad diet, but we end up generally eating the same amount of calories. So one of the factors to always consider, one of the levers that we can pull on, is to adjust the number of calories that comes into our diet. And for most of us, it's going to be something very minor. It's never the big things. Yes, snacking and binging, those kind of things are always going to be impactful. But for most of us, it's going to be that little bit of extra olive oil that we added, that little bit of extra mayo or mustard. Well, not so much mustard, but the mayo mustard combination, the Thousand Island dressing. It's going to be the extra glass of wine, the extra beer that we had. It's always going to be something rather small. And I've noticed this because my health coaching clients, usually when we start any kind of nutritional plan, just a small change over a long period of time, that deficit that they create results in really good weight changes, the exact amount of weight loss that they've been looking for. So that's one way to pull on that lever, on one lever. The other one that's common is muscle mass. Muscle mass will start decreasing with age. And it's not just muscle mass, it's not just muscle volume, but it's also the effectiveness of the muscle in pulling in the extra glucose, in helping us balance out fat storage and glycogen storage. The most impactful thing here is regular movement. And of course, walking is good, but oftentimes you need to do it pretty consistently for a long time for it to have any impactful effect on your overall weight. So it's better to introduce some targeted activities and movements, whether it's a little bit of yoga, Pilates, active stretching, resistance training with bands, or even calisthenics. You don't need a lot. I know there's a lot of fitness influencers out there who say that you need an extensive weightlifting routine, but fortunately I do have quite a lot of healthy individuals on my panel who haven't done all that much, maybe the occasional hike and maybe some calisthenics here and there, and they've achieved wonderful weight and overall health. The last thing I have here is stress. So stress affects many hormones in our bodies, specifically cortisol and its interplay with insulin and, of course, glucose balance. And there is some good data to show from other specialties in medicine, like functional medicine and integrative medicine, who believe that excess amount of stress as we get older plays a big role in how we hold on to weight and even how weight distributes, to the point that if we take people who fast under duress or people who undergo extreme amount of stress, they actually will start moving weight around, usually fat, in different parts of the body, often centrally, for a lot of us, kind of visceral fat. So stress management is another big one. So what are the actionables, right? Talked about a lot of stuff. We know by 30 and 40, we're gonna have a little bit of a harder time with weight management. The number one way to get some control over it is to look at your nutrition. Are the things that you're eating adequate? When you snack, are you snacking on things that are more calorie dense, or can you find things that are more nutrient dense? That's one. The second one is activity levels. Adding in some resistance training can drastically improve the way you interact with glucose and the calories that come into your body, and preventing them from going to fat deposition and hopefully helping them build more muscle, helping you build more muscle mass, which is incredibly effective. And the last one is going to be stress and sleep. So if you can protect your sleep and if you can try to find some good coping mechanisms for stress, that's a wonderful way to decrease excess weight gain. Go to drashori.com for more information and subscribe to my newsletter. Take care, guys.